My favorite game of all time is The Elder Scrolls IV: Oblivion. Its grand yet familiar high fantasy feel, the epic struggle of light against darkness, and yes, the sometimes hilariously bad voice acting.
I heard that thieves broke into the Arcane University, the Imperial Legion compound, and the temple all on the same night. Wait a minute, let me do that one again. I heard that thieves broke into the...
Instantly captured my affection. But the best part of the game for me? I wasn't the hero. A man named Martin Septim is the true star of this show. And when I realized who he reminded me of, I began to understand why he is perhaps the greatest hero in all of video games. Before we ever even meet Martin, we learn of his humble upbringing. Though he's a son of the Emperor, Uriel Septim VII, he is an illegitimate child. Because of this, he's brought up in complete obscurity, not as a prince, but as a peasant. There should have been a parade, a celebration in every city for the birth of a son of the king. But the cities slumber as he's wrapped in swaddling clothes and whisked away in the night. Already we see the first parallel, the rightful ruler raised as a regular boy. The game opens with catastrophe, the murder of the royal family. The entire Septim bloodline is killed in a single night by members of the mythic Dawn cult. The Empire has lost its anchor. The magical barrier holding back Oblivion begins to falter. Portals start ripping open the fabric of creation, flooding the mortal world with demonic creatures. The cult is succeeding, and the world begins to suffer. What the world doesn't know is that the Chosen One still lives. Though the forces of evil tried to stamp out all hope, there is yet a light gleaming in the darkness. When we finally cross paths with Martin, the situation is dire. Kvatch is overrun. An open Oblivion gate blocks the way to the city. Some of the lucky ones are camped down the road, still numb from the carnage. We eventually find Martin in the cathedral, where he had led survivors to safety during the chaos. The citizens who had looked to him and followed him had found guidance and refuge. A survivor remarks, "Brother Martin? Yes, he's right over there. He led a group of us here during the confusion of the attack. We owe him our lives." When everyone else was panicking, Martin was stable. Though he was afraid, he had courage. The people rallied to him because of his peace. In his inventory is a book titled 10 Commands. Subtle detail maybe, but one that recalls another figure connected to divine law. One who said, "I came not to abolish the law, but to fulfill it." In the end, despite the best efforts of the player, the forces of Oblivion have overwhelmed the land. The sky has turned blood red. Armies of demons march on the Imperial City. Mehrunes Dagon, the Prince of Destruction himself, looms over the capital. And here, when all hope is lost, the smallest glimmer of light remains. With quiet determination, the Emperor of Tamriel steps into the Temple of the One. Taking the form of Arkay the dragon, he does battle with the Lord of Darkness. You will bruise his heel, and he will crush your head. In his final moments, Martin Septim destroys Mehrunes Dagon, sending him back to Oblivion and consuming himself in the process. The king had paid the ultimate price to save the world. As you can probably tell, I love this story. It's an epic adventure of hope when all hope is lost, of a king who gives his life to save his people. At the center, not me, not you, Martin Septim, the true hero of the story. And yet, Martin's not real. He's code, dialogue trees, quest flags. The best part of Martin for me is who he resembles. Whether Bethesda intended this or not, the shape of Martin's story feels deeply familiar. What we admire about this fictional hero comes from the greater story he echoes. 2,000 years ago, at the meridian of human history, the King Jesus walked the earth. He really lived and really loved with strength and truth. He is light in the darkness, sight to the blind, refuge to the lost, hope to the hopeless. He is the sacrifice that defeats evil, the real savior of the real world. Martin Septim is perhaps the greatest hero in video games, and it's because he looks a whole lot like the greatest hero in history. I'm Michael with Veil Shred Studios. Thanks for watching.